Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another pick a card reading. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Hi, my name is Bianca. Some of the OGs of this channel knows me as Miss J, and welcome to Wisdom and Light, where we do trending topic reading, pick a card readings like this one, and really whatever that's going on in the cosmos. Thank you so much for being here and clicking on this video and showing this channel so much love. I actually thought that being that there's so much that's going on cosmically, because I always say whatever that's going on in the cosmos, we do talk about it here and there. And guys, there's the autumn equinox that's happening, I believe, on the new moon, and the new moon is going to be on, I believe it's going to be on the 21st, if I'm correct. And I thought to myself, oh, there is a lot going on to not do a pick a card reading in regards to how can we utilize this energy and messages that we need to hear from our angels and spirit guides. I thought, you know what? Why not? So let me just kind of combine all of that together. Yes, we have a new moon in the sign of Virgo, and it's going to be on the 21st, 2025. Now, for all of the mutable signs out there, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini, after this solar eclipse, I do feel that things are going to start to go back into alignment if you have been feeling a little bit out of sorts. But a lot of us have been feeling the energies that have been present. So we're just going to tap in and ask the divine, what are messages that we need to hear right now? What can we do to help us really harness this cosmic event that's going on, despite all of the chaos and the craziness that's going on? I know that you guys see the news and it's quite overwhelming. So I just kind of wanted to wash your algorithm with some positivity or just words of encouragement, or just again messages that we do need to hear. So we have 3 piles. We have group 1, we have group 2, we have group 3. Of course, we always do 3 piles, and each pile has an intention oil. You can choose each group based on the intention oil that's grabbing towards you, or just the coloring of the cards, or you can go by 1, 2, or 3, left, right, or in the middle. You can also choose more than one pile. There are no rules as to what you should or shouldn't pick, right? Just trust in your intuition, and feel free to pause this part of the video. But just to kind of show you each intention oil, group 1 has opulence intention oil. So this calls in good luck and luxury. For group 2, we have our bestseller, the sugar baby. This calls in sweetness and attraction. And for group 3, we have Yamaya's calming waters, which is originally calming waters. This calls in peace and healing. So whichever one that is pulling towards you is going to be your group. I'm going to make sure that I have timestamps down below, and let's jump in and get started. Hello, group number 1. You chose this group and you chose the opulence intention oil. The camera's not focusing for whatever reason, but this is the first message that jumps in for you. It says, love in spite of it all is the guided message that's showing up for you. I'm gonna put that right here. We also have taking a nap. What are messages that you need to hear right now during this time? And then we also have all that glitters. So let's focus on the message at hand. We're also going to live shuffle first. This reading is being done on, right now it's September 19th that I am doing this reading. So hopefully this gets out to you guys in time. So these are your cards that are showing up. Group number 1, I feel that you are probably going through some kind of a burnout. Group number 1, I feel that if you do not slow down, if you do not pace yourself, if you do not give yourself grace and just kind of pause, right? I'm shocked that the Hermit or the Hangman card didn't show up, but I feel that it didn't show up because you may be resisting that. You may feel like you have a lot that's on your plate. And what I keep seeing is the bunny from Alice in Wonderland. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. He was always like in an angst, always in a hurry, just kind of just crashing out because, oh my God, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. Either you're kind of dealing with that day to day and you have a lot that's going on, or you could feel that you're behind. You could feel that I should have had this by now. I should have, using this as an example, this may not even be your situation. We're reading for a big group. You could be thinking, I should have gotten married. I should have had kids by now. I should have graduated. I should have did this. I should have did that. All of that is kind of racing through your mind right now, or it kind of shows up. Spirit is showing me someone laying on a bed and they're just laying up at night, just thinking about how they could have had that conversation or what they should have said. The divine is calling on you to please just let this be. And also understand that tomorrow isn't 100% guaranteed, but when you open your eyes and you see that there is tomorrow, that can be your opportunity to start over and give yourself a fresh start. It doesn't mean that the things that you're worrying about or freaking out about or dwelling about didn't happen, but don't you feel that you deserve to give yourself that fresh start rather than staying in that space of the shoulda, woulda, coulda, or dwelling on the fact that there's spilled milk? Should we celebrate that the glass is half full rather than looking at it and saying that it's half empty? Should we reach into a little bit more optimism than pessimism? And I get it. Naturally, I'm not gonna lie, not bringing myself into this, but I am naturally by default kind of a pessimistic person myself. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm positive all the time. I am a Capricorn. I have a stellium in Capricorn. So I can totally relate to a lot of you just kind of being like, well, everything just kind of went into a mess, or, oh, well, why did I even bother? I fight this every day by remembering everything that I have done to get to this place in my life. And I am encouraging each and every one of you to see it in that way as well. You literally have love in spite of it all. That message in itself is very, very powerful. Love in spite of it all. And another thing that I feel, because we are going to have the solar eclipse, right? Solar eclipse during a new moon, that amplifies a new beginning. So then we have time for a nap, it's time to rest. And then there's a message here that says all that glitters is not gold. And remember, things can shift and change. You may have wanted something so much and then you got there and it's like, you know what, I changed my mind. And you have every right to change your mind, group number one. You have every right to just kind of be like, I thought it was going to be one thing, but it turned out to be something else. That's why all that glitters is here. And the Eight of Cups reverse can actually talk about, from what I'm getting in your reading, you may be resisting the fact that you have changed or everything around you is shifting in a different direction. And by you going backwards, it's actually causing more harm than good. By you staying longer in this situation or in this thinking pattern, you're not really allowing yourself to really bask in the energy that is going to be present. Now, granted, yes, it is kind of chaotic around us. So I'm going to encourage each and every one of you that chose group number one, you may want to kind of go inward during the next few days. Even if you watch this reading after the solar eclipse and the new moon in Virgo, this is more of a message that you need to hear. I am intuitively feeling that for the next 5 days, please keep to yourself. I keep seeing the number 5 for group number one. You may have been seeing angel numbers, 555. 5 may be an important number to you, but I keep feeling that for group number one, pull away a little bit, kind of give yourself the opportunity to decompress, to decenter. I actually feel that the Queen of Wands in your reading is when you rest, when you give yourself that time to process and to feel whatever it is that you need to feel, you're going to be able to feel inspired again, to create again, to start again. That's why Queen of Wands is here, because she's not scared to start over. She's not scared to put herself out there. She's not scared to shine her light. But in order to be able to do that, love in spite of it all, have love for yourself, even though you feel that things could have happened differently, but everything that happened, it happened for a reason, and you're going to be thankful that it didn't happen in that way, because it's going to be like, imagine if things would have taken a different turn. You know what I mean, group number one? Taking time to rest. All that glitters is not gold. Remember that. All that glitters is literally like, you would think it's one thing and then you get there and it's like, I really thought it was going to be something else. Take that lesson as it is and continue to move forward. Also, I want to share with you guys the top 5 things that I feel that you should be doing for the next 5 days. Now, number 1, I kind of saw this in your reading: resting, meditation, and staying home. Honestly, There is just nothing that's going on that's too important to take yourself out of the cocoon that you're in, to overwhelm yourself, to bring yourself unnecessary stress, or to rush to get to that destination. There goes that bunny that I keep thinking about from Alice in Wonderland. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. There's just something about put the clock down and give yourself some time. Now, of course, when I offer this intuitive advice and just what I'm picking up on, of course, if you have to go to work and run your errands, please, by all means, do that. But if it's anything that you just don't really want to do, or you feel compelled to kind of like be a team player, group number one, I feel that you don't really need to be a team player right now. The opulence and the luxury and the good things that you want to give to you, you deserve to give that to yourself. If you notice, with full moons, it's always community. People celebrate a full moon. It's gatherings. You see feast and all of that stuff going on. But new moons is very personal because a new moon represents a new beginning. It's literally a new cycle. And it's also the beginning of a new season, being that this new moon and solar eclipse is going to be happening on the autumn equinox. So, number one, rest. Meditate if you can. Take some time to yourself. I wouldn't say to rot in bed, but I would say order your favorite food or make your favorite food. Make sure it nourishes your body. Put on your favorite movie. Listen to your favorite music. Decompress. Kind of lay low from social media a little bit, because it can be a little bit of, it can be a little bit addicting. Doom scrolling is not really that productive, but if it brings you comfort, fine. Read a book. But this is going to be that time to just kind of give back to you, because I feel like you guys are literally kind of running on zero fumes right now, and we want to change that. Your guides are kind of saying, hey, pull back, come back into yourself. Step number two, in regards to harnessing this energy and utilizing it for yourself, this is going to be about ancestral karmic healing, because we have the Two of Cups that shows up right there. Now, what do I mean by that? That kind of sounds heavy. That's like, oh, you just told me to rest and now I gotta like go to work. Actually, not exactly. Because what I'm going to suggest, you don't even have to do it within the next 5 days, but it's something that you should consider. If you have been feeling that you haven't healed from the things that have happened in your family, the things that have happened towards you in the past, and how about healing takes time? It's not something that you can just force. It's gonna happen when you're ready. It's going to happen when you have made peace with a lot of the things that have taken place. But what can help you get closer to that peace? What can help you get closer to feeling like, you know what, I understand why it had to happen, even though it was unfortunate. Especially when we talk about our ancestors, the things that have happened in the family that's not really the best. Donate to a charity that means a lot to you. Give back to your community, however that looks. It can be volunteering at an animal shelter, at a homeless shelter, at a woman's shelter. So when you give that love, you're going to be met back with love. Because the pain that I'm feeling for group number one is I'm giving love, I'm showing up, I didn't deserve that, but this is what I'm getting, or this is how all of this has made me feel. And rather than sitting with it, I'm rushing, I'm late for this, I'm late for that, I'm trying to just do what I got to do. No. To help ease this pain, to help actually elevate yourself in spirit, giving back to a charity that means a lot to you is going to be that reset. And the more that you do it, the more that you're going to really see changes in your life, because you are creating changes for someone else. You are making a difference in someone else's story. You are a part of why someone is going to have something that they need to survive or to have a better day. And that will elevate you spiritually. Be the example and watch how you're going to feel much better about yourself and your journey and where you're going. That will be step number two. Step number three, I would say to make sure that you triple check your emails before you sign any important documents, please. Treat this time for the next 5 days, or whenever you see this video, as like a Mercury retrograde. Make sure you're looking at everything before you click send. Make sure that you are not making any big decisions without deep consideration and research. You don't want to jump too fast into something new. You want to pace yourself. Treat this again like a Mercury retrograde and you should be perfectly fine. The next step that I highly recommend during this time is feng shui. Feng shui is moving certain furniture around to kind of bring new energy into your space, to your home. But this is also decluttering all of the knickknacks on your counters, things that are under the bed, or things that are just kind of like here that's not supposed to be there, dust. Granted, a lot of you guys could have a very clean space, but some of us, maybe we haven't had the time to do these things. If you want new energy to flow in, because this new moon, being that it's in an earth sign, and the solar eclipse is happening and it's all in the sign of Virgo. Virgo is about stability and routine. I wouldn't say that it brings riches like the Taurus energy does, but it can still bring in long-lasting opportunities. But in order for that to happen, your home needs to be organized. It needs to be clean. My mother always used to tell me growing up, the Holy Spirit does not dwell in a dirty space. Even if you are just making the effort to straighten things up, you're going to see a difference in manifesting and calling certain things in. And for the last step, which is kind of what is circling back to your pick a card reading, be patient. You're being called to surrender and knowing that God will provide when it is time. If you go against that, if you are rushing yourself, like the bunny from Alice in Wonderland, I'm late, you may actually create more blockages and experience more resistance than the flow that I feel that you want. So group number 1, yep, you're like literally running 100 miles an hour. You have a lot on your plate. 2 of Pentacles, juggling a lot. And 6 of Pentacles, that is a charity card. That also talks about the money that you are expecting. You're going to be getting that back, but this could help amplify that. So group number 1, other things that you can do during this time is lighting a candle for yourself to welcome in new beginnings. If you're into alchemy and setting intentions, you can pray about it if you want. But if you want to kind of amplify it a little bit, I'm very big on lighting candles. You go to churches and they light candles, especially in Catholic churches or Greek Orthodox churches. They light candles and they are constantly in ceremony. They burn frankincense, resin, which is something I burn as well with myrrh. That cleanses and calls in so much positivity. But you can just simply, I'm showing you guys what you can use. A tea light, if you do not have like a 7-day jar candle like this. You can also use a little tea light. You can use also a tapered candle like this if you have like a holder to place this in. And what you want to do is you want to just light that candle and you want to speak aloud what you are calling in, what you want for yourself. But please do this in a clean space. I would do this after you have done the feng shui part of making sure that everything is calm. If everything's already that, amazing. And call in what it is that you want and journal down your hopes and desires. And also journal down what you want to work towards releasing and working through. Okay, group number 1. I really hope that this helped. I hope that this reading brought you a lot of clarity. That is what I have for you guys. If you would like to also book a personal reading with me, the link is in the description box down below. Completely forgot to mention that. But yes, that's really all that I have. Thank you so much for being present and being here with me. And yeah, before I go, please kind of disengage from social media on the new moon and solar eclipse. Like, I feel like there's going to be some weird news coming out. So just kind of protect your energy, protect yourself, and you'll be perfectly fine. Thank you so much for listening and for being present with me, and have a beautiful rest of your day or evening whenever you receive this. And thank you for being present. Bye. Hello guys, if you chose group number 2, then this reading is divinely for you. If you chose this group, then you have chosen the Sugar Baby Intention Oil, which is a bestseller. This actually calls in sweetness and abundance and love. So it's one of my favorites. But you also chose this group because maybe you were drawn towards the color pink or purple. And the oracle message says, love doesn't have to mean near. Interesting oracle message. And it says here, some are better loved at a distance, for a while, anyway, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. Tally ho, the universe is your oracle message. I don't know why it's not focusing. Oh, there it goes. All right, so we're gonna put that right here. I'm actually gonna flip it over. We have It's Time to Go, and we also have the Treasure Island. These are your cards that's showing up. We're gonna focus on the quick oracle message that's here, and then I'm going to give you guys my 5 tips on how to utilize the new moon in Virgo that's going to be happening on September 21st. and also the solar eclipse. But if you are watching this after September 21st, that's perfectly fine. These are still messages that you should know or messages that you need to hear during this time. Alrighty. We have the Four of Cups, Two of Wands, Nine of Swords, messages that group number 2 needs to hear for the highest good and protection during this time, and the Three of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Swords. Okay. Alrighty, so group number 2, you have It's Time to Go, but it's in reverse, and then you also have the Treasure Island. So here's the thing. Similar to group number 1, they actually had the Eight of Cups reversed. They were probably going backwards and revisiting a situation that brought them a lot of pain and not working through them. That message, in a way, it's also showing up for group number 2. But you have It's Time to Go, but you may be resisting that you no longer fit here, or this no longer works, whatever that this is. You chose this group because if you were wondering, is this for me? Should I be doing this? Is this where I'm headed? What does this mean? Or why? Should I take this leap? Should I go forward with this? And the fact that you got It's Time to Go, that's actually the divine saying that yes, it is time for you to make this shift. Yes, it is time for you to say yes. Yes, it is time for change. Yes, yes, yes. But for whatever reason, you may be hesitant in taking the necessary steps because you're going backwards. And being that you're going backwards, there's nothing new that you're seeing around you. It's the same thing every single day. It's the same problem, the same conversation, the same suspicions, the same drama. It's the same thing. The same work, the same, well, I thought I was going to get that promotion, but once again, they told me no. It's the same door closing in your face to the point where you know exactly what this door looks like, and you know how it opens, and you know what it sounds like when it closes. There is nothing for you here. And being that there's nothing for you here in this moment, that doesn't mean that you failed group number 2. It just means that, have you ever considered opening the other door? Have you ever considered trying something else? Have you ever considered, you know what, if I'm not getting approved here, what if I go here that does the same thing, but it's just a little bit closer, or it's farther, or it's this, or it's that? That doesn't mean that you are settling. It means that there's a reason why I'm being met with resistance. So once you realize that there's something better for you and you may be staying longer than necessary, you are going to be met with the Treasure Island. You're going to be met with abundance once you make the decision that going forward is going to be the best decision for you to make. Because there's literally a blessing that's waiting for you. There's an offer that's actually on the table, Four of Cups, but it's like, I don't know. Should I? Not sure. And group number 2, I would say friendly and lovingly, don't hold yourself back. Don't block your blessings. Take this on. Even if it's just you making a decision that within the next 6 to 8 months, you're going to travel here, or you're going to move here, or you're going to work for a different company, or you're going to start dating again. As long as you're making a decision that this is something that's going to happen, that in itself is going to usher in a lot of opportunities for you. Because right now it's like you're kind of resisting that. Yes, you're feeling this because yes, you do need to shift and make a decision that's going to elevate you and actually highlight where you're actually at in your journey. Because staying stagnant is not really helping. Think about it, when you're in nature, some of the most beautiful things to see in nature is when you see a river flowing. I don't know about you, but I love seeing rivers and I love seeing waterfalls. That's like one of my joys in life. And I just love seeing everything flowing, and you hear the sounds of the water, you hear nature, you hear everything in harmony. It's flowing, it's going where it needs to go because there's movement, there's energy in that movement. But when things are still, when water is still, whenever you see a lake that's very still, there's something eerie about it. It looks like, oh, what's in those murky waters? That doesn't mean that it's ugly. It just means that it kind of creates a different emotion within yourself. Everything is too still, everything is too quiet, nothing is moving. But what's going on beneath the surface? Why isn't there change? The water becomes flat. There doesn't look like there's life force in there. It just kind of looks like it's dead. Like when you see oil spills and lakes and you don't really see anything going on in that water because it's dead, because it hasn't been treated properly, because there wasn't any movement to get rid of the oil, to clean everything out for life to flow back in again. And you see Treasure Island, which is showing a tortoise, a turtle with an opportunity, with a blessing, movement. It's not going to happen because everything is so still. It's going to happen because action and taking those steps is happening, right? So that's what the divine is showing me. And I feel that with the Two of Wands, right, decisions have to be made. Lean in on what you're passionate about and go for it. It's not the Two of Swords where you're not sure. It's more of the energy of, well, should I go here or should I go there? That's entirely up to you. I can't say that I can tell you what to do. I can only tell you to follow your heart and lean on that because you're making the best decision for yourself. Just, of course, be safe and do your research, but go for it. This is the sign to go for it. Don't overthink it. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't talk about how, no, just do it. Mark the date, set the appointment, go for it. The worst that can happen is you get a no and you can go somewhere else where you may get a yes. I'm just saying. So if you're calling in sweetness, if you're calling in attraction, if you're calling in abundance, even with romance, if you stay in your room 24/7, how are you going to meet your person? If you don't get online and try to see the happenings of your city or travel to meet new people, how are you going to call that love in? Could you be kind of creating that blockage? It could be fear. It could be, what if it happens again? What if I fail? If you don't try, you'll never know. You have the Three of Pentacles, so I do feel that for group number. Yep, and the Six of Wands actually fell on the floor. This card fell on the floor just now. Three of Pentacles. So for the next 5 days, start writing down the things that you're going to start and be committed to doing that. And actually keep it under actually 3 things that you're going to be committed to. Because a lot of people have been doing the 4-month reset, meaning they started in the beginning of September and they should be seeing results like in January. But if we're in the middle of the month, right? So if you didn't start in the beginning of September, that's okay. You can still start. Give yourself that reset, but pick 3 things to focus on, because if it's like 10 things, you're not going to focus on all of that. You're probably going to drop the ball and do something else. Do 3 things that you can be consistent with. So the 3 things that I have chosen, just to give myself an example, I have decided to drink tea every single morning. I have decided to go walking and get my steps in for 45 minutes for every day, 5 times a week. And I have decided to log in and be consistent with my work every single day. Another thing that I added, because I like the number 4, I also give myself time to get off of social media and to read or to do something that has nothing to do with the internet. These are things that I can see myself keeping up with. I'm not giving myself these big goals like, oh, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. And no, because chances are maybe I'm not going to lose that much weight in that short amount of time, right? Using me as an example. But I can do other things that's going to get me closer to it. And I can achieve those things if I stay committed. And that's what I'm getting here. So the Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration and putting in the work and putting in the effort, and also new opportunities. Six of Swords is moving forward despite the baggage and the heaviness of it all. The Six of Swords says the fight is over and now it's time to cut your losses and journey on. And even with the Six of Swords, he is on a river and the water is taking him, moving him elsewhere. The movement, the transitional period that you're in, this is happening, this is essential, and this is actually a blessing in disguise, but you would have to see it that way. Hopefully this reading is helping you to see it that way. So the top 5 things that I would encourage each and every one of you to do during the new moon in Virgo and also the solar eclipse. But again, if you're watching this after the solar eclipse and the new moon in Virgo, September 2025, then these are just the 5 things that I would love for you guys to do within the next 5 days. So you can just kind of give yourself that reset. The first thing that I would highly recommend is to stay home, meditate, or rest. Chill out, okay? Give yourself some time for you. Order in your favorite food, watch your favorite movie or your TV show, and just rest. Of course, I can't tell you what to do. Like, handle your business, run your errands, do what you must. But if you can find a day to just woosah and relax, give yourself a moment to just come back to you and recenter, especially during the new moon, because the full moon is like a big celebration. The full moon is everybody's here. We're all doing the same thing. We're all charging our crystals. We're all talking about it. Group services, healing circles, fire ceremonies, cacao ceremonies, all of that stuff, right? Full moons are always a big celebratory thing. But new moons are actually a little bit more personal. New moons is about you. New moon is the reset. And we're gifted that every single month. But it's just amplified because of the solar eclipse. But even if you're not going through a solar eclipse when you're watching this, new moons give you the opportunity to have that fresh start. Energetically, you can have a fresh start anytime. You can wake up tomorrow and change your mind about something and do something new. Absolutely. New moons just enhance that, especially in Virgo season. And the new moon is in Virgo, and Virgo is about earthiness, stability, and routine, and strategy, and being very practical and analytical about everything. All right. So step 1, stay home, especially with all of the chaos that's going on in the world. Protect your energy, stay safe. For number 2, this is pretty heavy, ancestral karmic healing. So things from family, things that you've been dealing with from the past, emotional upheavals. This could be ancestral, this could be in your personal life, relationships. Healing is going to get triggered during this time because you may be faced with what needs your undivided attention and what needs order, right? Now, you're probably thinking, oh God, I got to do shadow work. I got to do work. I mean, maybe, but I actually am not suggesting that. I would actually suggest, if you want to shift regarding your family, the past, I would actually advise you to give back to charity. I would advise you to donate to a cause that means a lot to you. The reason why I say that is because, yes, shadow work and processing your feelings about what that person did or how that made you feel, and therapy, all of that is important. This is not to dismiss that. However, when we talk about cycles, karmic, ancestral, heavy energy, that's not something that just happens overnight. That is an ongoing thing, and it gets better as you improve. But the only way that you can improve, rather than doing all of that heavy lifting, and it's a lot for you to process, it can even be painful sometimes, donating to someone in need, giving back to someone, it helps you because you're not only helping somebody, but you're giving someone the love that you felt that you didn't receive. Yes, you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, but you giving back to someone shows that despite what has happened in your life, you were still in the position to help somebody else. And that in itself actually releases a lot of karmic blockages in your energetic field, and that elevates you in spirit. When you give, you're not expecting anything back, but the love that you wanted to receive, give that back. Give that back to the universe and watch how things begin to multiply in your life and add abundance towards you. And you're going to feel so much better about yourself because you're making a difference in someone else's story. Monks talk about this. Giving back, it blesses the person, but it blesses you. It can even be animal shelters. Whatever that it is, do something where you're giving back. You're giving back to love. You're giving back to source. And that's going to help heal what love that you felt that you weren't receiving. And you're going to see how God is going to give love back to you. Do it because you want to really help someone, though, by the way. But donating and giving back, it helps. It really helps you heal. It helps you become more happy, more at peace with yourself, basically. Tip number 3, please triple check important emails. Treat this like a Mercury retrograde. Don't sign any important documents willy-nilly. Research, look at everything before you press send. It's a little bit weird right now, so for the next 5 days, be very, very on top of that. For number 4, feng shui. This is going to be an important time for you to clear your space. And if you want to manifest money and abundance during this time, decluttering, cleaning things up, getting rid of things that you no longer need, all of the little knickknacks and everything that's around your countertops or under the bed or whatever, clear it up. Dust, mop, do what is necessary to kind of bring that reset in your space, in your home, especially in your workspace. Getting rid of old paperwork, just do what you need to. Try to do it before the new moon, but you can also do it after, whatever that works for you. This is going to actually bring in more energy and more abundance in your space. My mother always used to teach me that the Holy Spirit does not dwell in a dirty space, and I still live by that, and I'm a firm believer in that. So this is just what I would pass on to you. When you deep clean and organize and declutter, it will invite more abundance and wealth in your life, especially during new moons and full moons. And lastly, be patient. Surrender to knowing that God will provide and God will open the doors when it is time. The divine will answer your prayers when necessary, when you are ready to receive it. All right? Because the more that you are impatient, the more that you block your blessings. Everything will happen when it needs to. Okay? So group number 2, I see that you're moving forward. After you're done clearing your space, light a little candle for yourself. It can be a tea light like this. It can be a tapered candle like this. Especially if you don't have like a 7-day jar candle, you can use something tapered, whatever that you have. And just light that little candle, journal it down, and set the intention for everything that you would like to call in, everything that you are grateful for. Give thanks to God, and you're just going to see a huge improvement in your day-to-day, especially within the next 5 days after watching this reading. Alrighty, so on that note, thank you so much, group number 2, for just being present with me. Leave a comment down below if you chose this group, and that's all that I have. Thank you again, and we will be back with another reading in the future. Bye. Hello guys, if you chose group number 3, then this reading is divinely for you. Thank you so much for choosing this pile. This is messages that you need to hear for your highest good and protection. And also this is just kind of like an oracle and astrological message, being that the new moon is going to be happening on September 21st. I am doing this reading on September 19th, so hopefully it gets out to you in time. But even if you don't see this reading during the new moon and solar eclipse, totally fine, because this is just a guided message that you need to hear anyway. I just so happen to be doing it around this time. So I just wanted to come in and shuffle some cards for you guys. A lot of you guys highly requested this, so here we are. If you chose group number 3, this is your oracle message, and you also resonated with the intention oil for Yamaya's Calming Waters, which is for healing and just soothing the mind and the soul. It's become one of my favorites actually. And we're going to see what messages are showing up for you. So this is what you received so far. It says you have more options than you realize. What are messages that group number 3 needs to hear for their highest good and protection? You also have the round and round oracle message, and you have milk and honey. Okay. So let's shuffle and pull some tarot. 8 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. King of Pentacles also is in here in your reading too. Alrighty, so for group number 3, what I'm feeling for you guys, it says here you have more options than you realize. And what a relief, because sometimes we go through things and it's like, oh my God, I'm doomed. And shit just can't get any worse. But thank goodness that your message is saying that yes, you do have options. And yes, this is a friendly reminder that you're not stuck. But if you stay in the thought pattern that you're in, then you're going to feel like you're stuck. And being that the new moon is in Virgo, or whenever you're watching this reading and you've just been feeling a little bit stagnant, Virgo is about creating order. Virgo is about strategy. Virgo is about, we're going to make this make sense because this cannot continue on. And Virgo is an earth sign. So Virgo thrives in stability and what grounds us, what roots us. And being that it's in literally all happening in Virgo season, all the more reason for you to give yourself the reset that is needed, especially if you have been feeling stuck or you have been just kind of in this merry-go-round of emotions. Now, I'm being guided to talk about matters of the heart for this group because you did choose Yemaya's Calming Waters Intention Oil. This actually aids with heartbreak as well and soothing the soul and the mind. I created this for that reason, to tap into lunar energy, because Yemaya, she is the divine mother, and that captures that deeply in this intention oil, and has lavender in it. But notice how you have all of the energies here of calmness, soothing, and in a way releasing and letting go. That's kind of the vibe here. Now, we know that detachment and letting go happens on its own, but when I say let go, I mean it's okay to cry it out. It's okay to feel what it is that you need to feel, but holding it in and acting like it's not happening and putting yourself in this tailspin is not healthy. Group number 3, you're actually being called to let this out, write it out, write it down, and focus on what you want to work towards healing. Okay? Because, mind you, for the next 4 to 5 days before the solar eclipse and the new moon happens, because the new moon is happening on September 21st, 2025, so as the solar eclipse, and the peak of the solar eclipse, I believe, is going to be at 2 p.m., if I'm correct. Use this energy and use this opportunity to write down what you are willing to work through letting go of, or processing. Because again, letting go happens on its own, detachment happens on its own, because time is really the only healer, right? Don't rush yourself, don't be hard on yourself. It says you have more options than you realize. You're not stuck, you're just being redirected. Whatever that you're dealing with, I feel like group number 3 is going through something when it comes to matters of the heart, but there is a blessing here. But because this pain is like the biggest blind spot right now, it's hard for you to kind of see the blessings in itself. So I'm going to encourage that during this time, you are calling in for clarity. You are speaking into existence. Show me a sign. Show me that things are going to work out. Show me that I'm not going to be in this space forever, or I'm not going to be dealing with this forever. So what I would highly encourage for you to do after you have of course decluttered and decentered and given yourself that reset, light a candle for yourself after everything is clean, of course, because remember, the Holy Spirit doesn't dwell in a dirty space. My mother has taught me that growing up all my life. Light a candle, and the candle is because you are calling in new opportunities. You are calling in a shift, because maybe you're just kind of sick and tired of how it's been. And that could actually help tell your soul, because remember, your body is made of what, 70% of water. Water holds memory. So if you're telling yourself that everything is doomed, if you're telling yourself that nothing's going to work out, then that's kind of what it's going to be. You can shift that and change that, right? For the next 3 days, decenter, declutter, clean everything up for you. Give yourself a fresh new start. Get rid of stuff you no longer need. And when that's done, light a little candle for yourself. You can light a tea light like this, right? You can put a little bit of this intention oil on the tea light and light it. You can light a tapered candle, whatever that you have. You can even use different colors, but I would prefer white. Actually, I'm gonna say it white, because white is cleansing and it's the universal color that you can use if you're going to be lighting candles and setting intentions. So if you don't have like a 7-day jar candle, you can definitely use a tapered candle or literally a tea light, whatever that you have. Do it in a clean space and journal down what you want to call in. Okay. Now we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is tapping into your inner emotions. We have the Four of Wands. I love that the Four of Wands is here for you, and the Three of Pentacles. So right now, the pain of the setback or heartbreak or something that kind of disappointed you could make you feel like things are not going to be improving. That's why the Eight of Swords is here, because you could feel stuck in the same old, same old. That's why the Round and Round card is also here, because it's like, I feel stuck. It's like being on a roller coaster that you can't get off of. That's how you kind of been feeling quietly, whether it be a connection that you're in or just another thing I'm hearing intuitively. There must be more than this provincial life from Beauty and the Beast, when she was singing in the beginning of the movie. And she runs out and she's like, I want adventure. I want to just, I'm so much more than what they say. I'm so much more than what's happening right now. And all of that is true. And Virgo season is saying, well, what can you do to plan towards that shift that you are feeling that you need? Because King of Pentacles is also a Virgo card. King of Pentacles is saying you have all the tools and materials that's necessary, even these candles that I showed you. You have all of these resources that are provided for you. So while ChatGPT and Google is for free, utilize all of this information on what can be done that can give you everything that you need within the next 6 months or even a year. Even if you can't do everything right now, the fact that you're making a decision, right, that I want the shift, I want out of this roller coaster that never ends. And what's beautiful is once you say I want out, the roller coaster stops. But when the roller coaster stops, you have to kind of deal with those emotions, Queen of Cups. So let it flow, let it be, let it happen, cry, do what you must, but be grateful that you're off of that roller coaster ride and you can get towards your blessings, milk and honey, abundance, prosperity. That's what you want to call in. Now there could be some fear, Eight of Swords, what if I don't make it? But the Eight of Swords is also in a way an illusion, because he's actually not trapped around the swords. He's just surrounded by them and he's blindfolded. So he may think that he's doomed, but if he were to just realize, wait, the rope that they tied me with is not that loose, I can take it off. Wait, I can take off this blindfold. Wait, the swords are not all around me. I can walk out of here if I wanted to. And that's the message. You don't have to stay in whatever that this is. And even if you can't jump out and leave right now, you can plan towards that exit. You can plan towards that new beginning. But Virgo season is saying, plan it though. Mark the date, set that appointment up, schedule it, do your research. But staying in these deep waters is not going to help you see the progress that you're looking for, group number 3. So it's just a friendly reminder that healing also requires you to take action on what you're no longer going to accept and what you want your life to look like going forward. So just realize that, yes, there's chaos, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in our world right now, but you're not doomed to staying within that. So I would say during this time for group number 3, protect your energy, especially during eclipse season where everything gets chaotic and we're more tired and we're more just groggy. Protect your energy, protect yourself. Now I'm gonna be giving you guys 5 tips that I highly recommend for the next 5 days, especially during new moons, any new moon, but especially during this one in particular with the new moon in Virgo and also the solar eclipse that's happening in the sign of Virgo. Here are my 5 tips that I highly, highly recommend. So my first tip is to stay home during the lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, eclipse season period. Take care of yourself. Because when you think about it, full moons are always big celebrations. There's always a gathering. There's always something going on with a full moon. But with a new moon, that's about you. The new moon is your reset. It's your new beginning. So again, whether you are watching this September 2025 or you're watching this 2 years from now, weeks from now, whichever, it doesn't even have to be a new moon. You can decide that you're going to shift and make a change. And that's perfectly fine, right? But if you're in eclipse season, if you're watching this September of 2025, please, 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 for the love of God, stay home, protect your energy. Of course, if you have obligations, go do so. But if you can find some quiet time, that would be highly recommended, because what you want to call in requires you to center yourself and to be in your own sanctuary. Meditation is amazing during this time if you're into that. If you're not into meditation, resting, taking care of yourself, highly, highly encouraged. So for tip number 2, this might be like, oh God, but actually, no. Tip number 2 actually talks about ancestral karmic healing. Now, this is a very healing kind of group. This is a group that's actually processing a lot of what it is that they're feeling, whether it be heartbreak or some type of disappointment that occurred that made you guys feel stagnant or stuck in your day-to-day. And that brings up things of the past, which can be ancestral, which can also be very karmic, very heavy. And you're probably thinking, oh my God, is it going to be more shadow work? Is it going to be releasing what no longer serves me? Is it going to be going to my therapist? I mean, all of that helps, but that's actually not what I'm suggesting right now, because how about during this time, you're supposed to rest, and all of that is a lot of work. All of that is very draining. And quite honestly, we're going to be processing and healing and doing shadow work for majority of our lives off and on. It just kind of is what it is. So long as you are a human being existing on this planet, you are going to be recovering from something. And every time you realized why it had to happen, you learn more and more about yourself, or you learn to make peace with it. Healing is ongoing. It literally is. I wouldn't say that it just stops and everything gets better. It's just something that continues on and on, but it gets better because you grow wisdom within it. So to help yourself lift the ancestral burden or the pain that you've been holding on to, donate to a charity or a cause that you believe in. Volunteer and do charity work. A lot of the great monks and Buddhists would actually encourage people to give back to their communities and to donate, not only because you're helping other people in need, but because you're actually, in a way, elevating yourself in spirit, and you are releasing karmic cycles and burdens and blockages that are actually on your soul from your lineage, from your past, or from your day-to-day. You're basically being forgiven and being healed every time you are stepping out of your own comfort zone to help somebody else in need. And it also helps you energetically, because the love that you felt that you did not receive, whether it be from your family or a friendship or some connection that meant a lot to you, a friendship, whatever love that you felt that you did not get, you are actually digging deep within yourself to still give love to somebody else that needs it, despite what you're dealing with. That's going to help heal you, and you're going to heal somebody else by doing so. It's the selfless act of love, which is what you're probably grieving that you didn't receive. But imagine if you transmute that and you give that to somebody else that needs it. You're elevating someone else. Even animal shelters, something to consider. Number 3, I would say to triple check all of your text messages, whatever you're signing, important documents, important decisions. Treat this time, especially before the solar eclipse and new moon and Virgo, treat this as a Mercury retrograde kind of vibe, okay? Because times are a little bit interesting, and you want to make sure that you're triple checking everything before you click send, before you agree, okay? Research is essential. Thinking it through is essential. For tip number 4, feng shui. Decluttering, deep cleaning, getting rid of things that you no longer need is going to be very essential if you want to call in abundance and good luck and good fortune. That's going to be important. My mother always taught me growing up, the Holy Spirit does not dwell in a dirty space. I stand by that, and trust me, you clean up your space, declutter, get rid of stuff that you no longer need, all of the knickknacks on the countertops, whatever, clear it up, dust, do what you must. Give your space the reset. Give your sanctuary the reset. Even if you have already done so, you can still do a little bit of tweaking around and lighting some incense, all of that beautiful stuff before you light candles and set intentions. Beautiful opportunity. And my last tip is to be patient, literally. Everything will happen when it needs to happen. When you understand that God will provide when it's time, you won't put so much pressure on yourself. If you resist it, if you go against it, if you rush yourself, then you're going to be met with blockages. And that can easily be avoided, especially during the solar eclipse. You don't really want to get involved in any type of chaotic arguments and things of that sort. As a matter of fact, for group number 3, lay low from drama, conflict, anything on social media that's heavy, tough conversations, arguments. You want to be very careful of that during this time. At least wait till after the eclipse for it to happen, but God forbid it happens during the eclipse. That's part of the reset, and do what's necessary to kind of recenter yourself, but protect your energy during this time. Thank you so much for tapping in and being present with me. Leave a comment down below if you chose group number 3. I would love to hear your thoughts on if this brought you a lot of clarity. And thank you so much for trusting in me to deliver this message to you. And whether it's a new moon or whatever that's going on in the cosmos, whenever you watch this, I really hope that this reading gives you the reset that you're looking for. Thank you so much again, and we will be back with another reading in the future. Bye.